I was staying with some people, and they got eviction notice, and that's when I got homeless. That was about 2 months ago. Well, a month and a half, I say. So, just so far, I've been surviving. Thanks to people that's helping me, spare changes, it's okay, but it's not okay. Now they're trying to put a stop to that. The police is harassing everybody, giving them citations. Thank God I haven't got one and don't want one. I was raised in Oakland, I started selling drugs, got into all that and went to jail and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, I got out of it. The judge said he gonna send me to prison. I said, no, you ain't. And I ain't did it since. That was when I was 18 years old. I'm 24 now. So, I thank God. I ain't go no penitentiary style. It wasn't me.
I used to go to school at UC Berkeley, and it wasn't what I expected it was going to be. I was really naive. I thought an institution of higher learning really meant, I would learn something. And it wasn't that way for me. I'm not saying that's how it is for everybody, but just for me, all I saw was everybody was out to get that piece of paper so they could get their job and make their $100,000 a year and have their Beamer and their Volvo, and their 2-story house in the burbs. That's where it started, when I first became disillusioned. It's all a state of mind. When I first became homeless, and it wasn't my choice, and I would never, ever, ever want to be homeless, I was totally so humiliated. I just walked around with my head down. It was just something I didn't deal with, and I couldn't handle. And it was because I didn't deal with it and couldn't handle it. Because back then I was still
just kidding.
Money is what makes me who I am. And it's now I'm discovering that money is not what makes me who I am. I am who I am.
I got married after the earthquake. I had my place, and then I met my wife, and I moved in with her and moved to Concord. I wasn't homeless anymore because I got married and I had to worry about it then. Then after that, I got divorced, and I'm back on the streets again. And I think she took everything I had. I really had nothing, really, no place, no money, because I wasn't working enough for her. She had a job working with Chevron, and so she said, either you or the music. So I said, well, I'll take my music, bye. So I came to Berkeley as my drum set me.
Well, I used to be normal. I worked at the New York Times for 10 years as a reporter. I was in the Air Force for 3 years. Went to college, majored in English, got a BA. Was in the Peace Corps for 2 years, teaching English in Thailand. I'd say up till the age of 35, I was pretty normal. And I was married and had a kid, had a job at the Times, and had basically done everything I was told, and was basically bored. And I could have kept doing that. I guess it was a midlife crisis, but I could have kept doing that and be a little more successful. But I decided, well, what else is there? Is there some other way of operating?
Berkeley has a lot of energy. It's there's certain places on this earth that have energy, and it's this is one of those places, and it's it's a kind place to live. If you're homeless or not, it's just a kind place.
Yeah, Berkeley to me is unique on the planet, but it depends where you're comfortable. I mean, people are apparently able to live and be comfortable in other places. I'm not.
I know one thing, it ain't easy. It's hard out here. Right? Thank God I wake up every day. See the sunlight, the sunshine. And keep food in my belly, you know.
As far as I'm aware, I think Berkeley a place where there's a lot done for homeless people in terms of support networks and things like that. Job retraining, shelters.
A lot of people don't like the shelter because of the facility, or they don't like the time you gotta be in, or they don't like it because you gotta get there, you gotta wait in line or pull a number. They don't like that. Some people just want to get in there and get in bed and they're tired because they're on the street all day.
That's where a lot of people on the street now because shelters are full. There's not enough shelters.
Some will say, forget it, I'll stay outside. They don't do that. I don't blame them. I wouldn't either. There's some shelter places I wouldn't even go. I've been to a couple of them. There's only 2 good shelter places I like. You know, I'll go to the VA and I'll stay at the 7-Eleven Harrison shelter house. You know, the rest of them, no. Because you get cats get in there, they get attitudes, and they see you coming in looking better than them, and you get fights sometimes in the shelters too. And you get jealous cats in the shelters that don't like that person, and so you stay to yourself.
Well, so I'm a bum, you know, I sleep late as I can, get up like 10 or 11, crashing in a parking lot down here on Dwight. Then I get the shopping cart together. I have a garage where I have half of a garage for storage. So I do some recycling, and then come up to the Arbor at noon, 1 o'clock. Basically hang out. I mean, I'm basically living the life of Riley. Knock, knock, knock.
In some respects, I think it kind of takes away a little bit from the campus. A lot of students come up here and then they just think that the panhandling is the main part of the campus.
I've tended to take money out of my pocket quite often, especially people that I take time to sit and talk to. I've gotten to know quite a few of the people asking for money, and I've talked to them about their life experiences, and so, I mean, I feel that they have like legitimate stories.
So I mean, I'm in no position to judge at all the reasons, you know, for different people, but I give when I can.
One guy told me that I said spare change. He said get a job. You know, he didn't say no profanity. He said get a job, like real loud. I looked at him like, man, you know, I got kind of pissed off myself. I wanted to say something, but then I said, nah, I ain't gonna even do that because I'm the one that's out here spare changing, you know. And he was right. You know, I will get a job. But the way I was going to tell him, you know, I would have let him know, hey, you know, you ain't got to be saying it. You didn't have to say it like that. I mean, you're right about the job, but you have to say it to where, you know what I'm saying, like he was mad or something, you know. But like you're right, a lot of them can't react to it. If they can't say, they all they got to do is say no.
The scriptures teach that if a man who begs for bread is not righteous. That's the scripture. It says, a man who begs for bread is not a righteous man.
It's like, there's like so many different reactions. It's like from one extreme to the other. It's like anywhere from like, you know, something like, oh, below me, or like just kicking me down like $10 or something. You know, it's like one extreme to the other. You know, those are your reactions.
Yeah, I play my drums from day by day just to make my living off of, you know, because it's part of that income, you know. You can't be on the corner panhandling, so I get on my drums and I'll work for it. Instead of begging, I'm not, it's like I'm begging, but I'm not. I'm showing my talent. They like it, you can give me. If they don't, just come by and say hi, at least. You know, that's the best thing to do, you know. At least they appreciate it, you know. I'm giving my community service to them.
There's so much discrimination in terms of, you know, somebody like these people sitting out on the street. You look at them and think, well, they're healthy. Why can't they get a job? Well, they may not look right to somebody. They may not be able to speak right. They may be mentally ill.
They're wee nuts. You know, they're out there. They're out there, man. A lot of them. You know. That's all I can say. I'm just glad I ain't snapped yet.
Well, wing nut to me is like they be going down the street, you know, cussing and talking all crazy. It just, they sick, they crazy.
As I also say that I'm crazy, where I don't feel I'm actually that crazy, but people ask me, why do you wear two different shoes? I'll say, I'm crazy, and oftentimes that'll calm the person down, whereas if I said, I'm not crazy, then people say, well, you wear two different shoes, you're fucked up, you're crazy.
They have a mental problem there, or they're going through stress. No, the reason why they get on that is because they went through a lot of stress, and either their family or the girlfriend or you know, anything can put you out there and put you on a stress line so quick and make you snap. Just like that guy that jumped off the bridge in San Francisco with his baby. That's stress. Or the cat going and shooting up people. That's stress. You don't know what people's do. I have sometimes, I get so frustrated and so mad, I want to snap too. Believe me, people see me so happy, but deep inside, I'm hurting and crying because see, I lost two people my whole life. I lost my daddy when I was 13 years old. But the last thing he said to me before he died, he said, whatever you do, don't stop what you did. And that's those drums.
And I hate to say this, I'm not talking about like the wingnuts, right? Like the totally mentally disabled people who like really do need help, you know, to get by. I'm talking about like most people, it's like, and I hate to say this because it's like everybody like, you know, chooses to be where they're at. You know, it doesn't matter if you're a dope fiend or whatever your problem is. Unless you really seriously have some kind of like handicap, you know, you choose to be where you're at. I guess that's not very sympathetic, but considering where I am, but it's just what I see.
I mean, some people were accountants and lawyers and they just happen to wind up on the street. And you know, we're like, all of us, we're just like, as they say, a paycheck away from being on the street.
If you lose your job for a month, you're outside. And I think a lot of people in the 80s went hog wild on that whole real estate scam. And as a result, I think we got a lot of people outside. People say they're there because they're drunks or because they're junkies in the first place, but I really think that you're there and you become a junkie or a junkie because it's just a screwed up, a really screwed up place to be at where you don't know how to deal. You know, it's like, I had a survival issue and I don't know how to take care of it. It's like, that's a really big fear that's really tempting to run away from. And they got liquor stores on every corner to help you do it. And it's really cheap. They call it Cisco or whatever else. And it's like, it's $1 for enough to waste you all day.
So like I said, I just hope for the rest, you know, myself and the rest of the homeless to hopefully everybody get a place and get off the street, and hopefully they have sense enough to keep it, you know, not mess up again, whatever the situation may be, you know, because I know a person that he was homeless, he got in a place and got messed up again. He was alcoholic, coming in drunk every night, knocking over glasses and falling on tables, and he was out there again.
In order to get off the street, they got to at least have $900. To me, they do. You know, I think you might get somebody that's cheaper than that, but if they really got to, it's going to cost them $900. I know for a fact. Because everywhere I go, they say, well, you get the first, well, you bring me $500, and then you got to pay all the rest of it off later. And then the dude said, well, you owe me more than that. You know, it's who are you dealing with as a landlord? But you have to have at least $900, for sure. You know, you're better off, to me, anybody really want to get off the street, they're better off just getting them a camper. Or getting them a trailer, something, and they don't have to worry about paying rent.
And like I say, the homeless, if they really want to get off the street, they're going to have to really put some effort to it. Can't live out here forever. I mean, and I know it's cold nights. I slept out here, I mean, with sleeping bag and covers, and was still cold. And man, it felt like it was snowing out here one night. So, this is a homeless spot. As you see behind me, I would lay my blanket down, sleep, and go to sleep. And that's basically it. You know. So I hope for all the homeless people that watch this film right here that you understand where I'm coming from. It's not easy out here. You have to sleep on the stairs or wherever you can find to go to sleep. So, like I say, pray to God that we get more shelters in Berkeley so we can take the homeless off the streets. We won't have all this problem. I wake up, I get People's Park feeds in the morning, grits, eggs, toast. I eat there every morning.
Food Not Bombs is sort of like a picnic. It's sort of like everyone's there sharing food together. It's not like there's a charity where there's the person who's serving and the person who's eating. It's like, you know, we're all just sharing food. It's gotten for free around the area that's wasted anyway, and we're just liberating it and then cooking it and bringing it out.
You know, I don't know, I think there's a lot of lies about why people are homeless and why they're there, and I think the reality of it, which is why there's part of the name that says Not Bombs, is that an extraordinary amount of wealth is generated in this country off of the land and funneled straight into the military industry. And I think the government sits up and the media sits up and they complain about mothers on welfare, mothers who have traditionally worked throughout mankind's history and never gotten paid a cent for it. And the government and the press gets up and says these people are stealing all our tax dollars when they're making bombs that do nothing for nobody ever, never have, never will, never could.
I think we have serious structural problems in our society. We're not educating people, we're deinstitutionalizing people. We're not providing social services, support structures. If you miss one paycheck, you could lose your rent, you could lose your apartment.
You know, all these people who are homeless, they're in pain, right? Just like everybody else is. But they have the guts to go out and say, well, fuck this. This isn't right. Like, I'll just do it this way. Even if this is wrong, or even if, like, I'm not comfortable doing this or whatever, I'll just do it this way because I'm more freer, I guess.
Get all these big political guys out here with all these big cars, Jaguars and stuff, give them that and say, well, you try the homeless scene and see how you feel. You're going to get pissed off. You're going to even like it. You're going to have people throwing stuff at you or calling you names. You can't knock somebody that's trying, but if you keep fighting for it like I do, you know, you'll get it, you know. And that's what I'm doing. I'm racking my brains doing it. It's taking a toll on me, but I'll do it.
But what I want to do is, like I said, get back on my feet. Let's get a place, and, I got somebody supposed to give me a job, so, I'll be doing good. So that's what I want to do. And hopefully don't be homeless again no more.
I don't really understand what's going on, with society being down on the homeless, because I feel that in some way it's original to become homeless, to be absolutely individual. There's a distinction between criminal behavior and homelessness that I think is getting blurred, because people are living indoors. They'll see a sea of homeless people outside their door, and there's a lot of crime. And so then people are thinking, well, maybe homeless people are part of the problem, whereas actually homeless people are generally not criminal, in my experience, and are suffer as much from criminal behavior as indoor people do. But the distinction between indoor and outdoor, so like this, the council is thinking of saying it's illegal to sit on the sidewalk, which I totally disapprove of that. Society, in some ways, is getting burned out on homelessness, is getting bored with it, pissed. And a lot of homeless people are a pain in the ass. Spare changing and pissing in doorways and making noise and being obnoxious. And I'm just trying to be myself without being unnecessarily obnoxious.
Tell the people that fuck their way, man.
I don't know what you're saying.
You're a big fucking kid and you want your way. That's what I'm saying.
Sure, I want my way.
Well, then, explain to the people here.
Well, I'm not sure what...
What you mean you're not sure? What you mean you're not sure?
Sure, I want my way. I want to dominate the world.
Why do you tell the people the truth?
Well, you tell them if you know...
Way back. You know, I don't play games.
I'm not denying I'm an egomaniac.
I don't play games. I push when I want to. When I don't, I don't. Right? I walk these streets every night by my motherfucking self, right? Right? I'm out here because I'm out here. You out here because you want to be. It's two difference. But we can get along. And
Knock,
I
knock, knock.
understand your way, you understand mine.
Right, I hear
You
it.
can knock all day, but pushing, I will push you to the grave.
What do you want?
I want you to be a millionaire.
What does that mean? I don't know what you
Tell the truth and be a millionaire.
I'm telling you the truth.
Tell
In
me
what
run
way
the
am I
game
lying?
out here. Tell me run the game out here.
What's
so
the
you
game?
can have your way. Your way.
Like you don't want your way, you're getting your way right now.
I'm gonna have my way.
I'm here.
I takes my way.
You're
I
interrupting.
takes
You're
my way.
intruding it.
I don't wear a dress to get my way.
Well,
You understand?
do
I'm
whatever
a
you
man,
want
you
to do.
understand?
Am I going to tell
I
you
wanna
you
do
should wear a
nothing.
dress?
I'm
So
not-
what would I do? Come up to you and say start wearing a dress? Who are you kidding?
You can't tell me that.
I wouldn't tell you that. But is that what you're telling me? Coming up to me saying I should wear pants?
I hate you for being there.
I hear it.
And fuck you too. You still my
I hear you.
friend.
Fuck you. I hate
Fuck
you saying
you
it.
back. I hate you for being there.
I hear it.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go now. I got to go.
Yeah, let's wrap this up.
Yeah, wrap it up in a hurry.
So I just pray to God, you know, thanks for the help and good luck to me. And good luck to the rest of them out there. And I guess that's about it. So, you know, that's basically it. That's my story to go in with the rest of them.
I'm a-blowing down this old dusty road. Yes, I'm a-blowing down this old dusty road. I'm blowing down this old dusty road, Lord God, and I ain't gonna be treated this way. I'm going where the dust storms never flow. I'm going where the dust storms never flow. I'm going where the dust storms never blow. And I ain't gonna be treated this way.
The gallery. In a gallery and chatted for a month. So then I got another shopping cart. So now this is like a combination of both, so it's overflowing. I think shopping carts are real practical. It's a way to carry things around. It's like a big purse on wheels. But,
My children